Hey everybody, today I want to show you how to work with the Illustrator basics. So in this first video I'm going to show you how to use the line tool, the rectangle tool, and the ellipse tool, and then in the second video I'll go over the polygon tool, star tool, text tool, and placing an image. So for the line tool, I'm just going to start, there's a lot of ways to make a line, but I'm going to start with the pencil tool. And the way this works is whatever color you have down here in the square donut shape, that's the color you're going to end up with. So we're just going to make it a simple black. The easiest way to do that is to click on this tiny little box right here, and it'll just make it black automatically. And if I come in here and I draw, you can see there's my line. If I grab my selection tool, I can move this around. I can even rotate it. But I'm going to move on. I'm going to draw another line right here, and I'm going to do something different. I'm going to select this line, and at the top where it says stroke, I'm going to change that stroke to something else, so I can make the line thicker if you look carefully. I can also change, well, I don't know why it's not showing up on mine, but I can change my line to have different kind of properties like that too, other than just basic, but I'll go back to basic for now. Otherwise, it's not letting me see what that looks like for uniform. I'll just do that. Oops. So whatever you're selecting. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another line, and it's going to be thick. So if I select it, this time I am going to change the color from black. So I double click on my stroke. This pops up. I choose the color I want. Now I haven't chosen the color yet. I have to click and the color shows up there. So it's going to be blue or green or yellow. And I click, once I have the color I want, I click OK. And you can see when I deselect this, it's clearly a different color. And just to show you again, I'll grab something a little bit lighter. Okay, so moving right along, rectangle tool. So I'm going to make 3 rectangles, give one a perfect square, and give each one a different stroke and fill. How do I do this? Well, I'm going to start by coming over here. So this is a fill of white, stroke of black, and I'm going to make my stroke with like 4 points. So I'm going to grab my rectangle right here, and I'm just going to draw. And what I end up with, go figure, is a rectangle with a fill of white and a stroke of black. So I'm going to come over here, and this time I want a perfect square, so I hold down the shift key and I drag, and I let go with my mouse first, and I let go of my shift key. So now that this is selected, I'm going to click on my fill and give this a fill of purple, and I'll give this a stroke of, oh, let's say bright green. See how easy that is? Last one, draw another rectangle here, only this one's going to be nice and long and thin again, and change my fill color, okay, change my stroke color. Easy. Okay, so last thing I'm going to show you right now is the ellipse tool. So to grab the ellipse tool, I come in with the rounded rectangle tool and the ellipse tool, and I'm going to come over here, and by the way, little trick, if you hold down the option key and you drag, it drags from the center like that, and then I'm going to give this a fill color, and I'm going to give this a stroke color. So same exact thing, and I'll do this 3 more times. So I'll just draw my ellipse, and this time I'm going to hold down the shift key and get a perfect circle, change my fill, change my stroke, and last one, I'm going to draw my circle again, or an oval again, and then again last one, I'm going to change my fill, change my stroke, and I'm going to go a little bit further with this one. I'm going to use the eraser tool on this. So to do that, I select the shape I want to erase. So this one, here's my eraser tool. I click on it, and if you double click on it, you can even change the size. I'm going to get a relatively small size, like 5 points. And remember, this is what's selected. So if I come in here, it looks like I'm erasing all this other stuff too, and I'm going to erase all the way through. So I'm going to go all the way through the shape. I'm going to let go. See, it only erase what I have selected. And what's cool about this is if I deselect and I separate, I actually have now 2 different shapes of this. So again, how do I do this? You select the shape, grab the eraser tool, go all the way through, all the way through. It's like a piece of paper, you're cutting it out, and then you can separate it or you can leave it the way it is. And you can see it actually creates 2 completely different shapes for you to play around with.